Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. I hope you have had a happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to everyone out there. And I hope you've gotten all the fireworks that you've wanted. That in celebration of America's birthday. And I want to give a big shout out to our troops, our men and women that serve. Just thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to celebrate our country like what we did today and just giving us the freedom that we love here in the USA. So I'm grateful to be a resident here, and I know everyone else out there is as well. Just seeing the beautiful conditions and the beautiful fireworks that we've had. Everyone celebrating America's birthday, but that holiday weekend, that's not over just yet. We're breaking down what that forecast is for the rest of the weekend coming up in a couple of minutes. But just how hot do we get? That is the golden question, especially with temperatures ramping up like they did today. Our third headline is also a key headline going forward because we are not dry forever. Rain chances move in early next week. We're going to track out what those rain chances are here in a couple of minutes. I want to first jump into what we're seeing outside, and unfortunately, man, I was hoping that there would be some fireworks still happening. I'm going to give it a second to try and get some fireworks across the area. This is looking out in Pontotoc. Earlier, we did have a beautiful show right there in the heart of Pontotoc, but around the region, I was seeing some fireworks happening on the outside of the screen. I don't think we're going to be lucky today, unfortunately, but I hope you've gotten your firework fix. We'll have pictures of fireworks later on and just what people were seeing across the area, or hey, check us out on Facebook and you'll be able to see it as well. But the first 12, that is going to be the forecast because it's been a beautiful 4th of July all the way around. Stays beautiful overnight. I mean, 11 p.m. into early hours of our Saturday morning. Just seeing those clear skies stick around, and temperatures, they're not too shabby either. Right around average for what we'd expect, waking up in the low 70s before climbing into another hot day, unfortunately. Satellite showing exactly that with a little bit of cloud cover off there towards our west. I'll move out of the way here so you can see it. Actually, sorry, the east over there in Alabama. As that's cycling in from that tropical moisture, that's going to give us a few cloud cover over there in northwest Alabama. So if you haven't lost your fireworks just yet and you live in Alabama, not really the place to be right now. As that cloud cover does fizzle out, though, we will see much better conditions. Just watching it over time, this is when that batch of storms was rolling on through. You can see how it trickled into Pickens County, a little bit of Lamar County before really fizzling on out. Never fully reached the area. And our surface analysis will tell us exactly that. You're seeing right here on our Mississippi Live Weather radar how those storms roll through the Birmingham area, and a few of those being strong at times. Let it cycle back through. Right there through Tuscaloosa County, a few sprinkles. In far northeast Pickens County, we're not even talking Gordo. It barely reached into the county. So folks in northwest Alabama, fortunate, but honestly, it's exactly what we expected in regards to those rain chances fizzling on out. Mississippi Live Weather Radar showing those dry conditions continuing well into the night, and so we're going to be in store for quite a good forecast going forward. Again, this is live radar right now, and a lot of those showers that were out in Alabama, it was following this boundary, this weak boundary over Monroe County and Lowndes County, never fully developed over that boundary, so fortunately we have stayed dry so far. We'll stay dry overnight as well. Temperatures right now, that is the story for our weekend, because right now sitting in the mid to upper 70s, Tupelo 78, Bruce 78, Water Valley still coming in with about 80 degrees. So some places warmer than others, but altogether this is about what we'd expect for this time of year. So don't go freaking out just yet. It's not anything too crazy warm. Futurecast shows what will be a very calm overnight period. 3 a.m. still seeing plenty of clear skies. If you're a late night firework launcher, well, this is a great story for you because great forecast and cooler temperatures. So this is honestly the place to be. 6 a.m. We're all waking up for the holiday weekend, getting a good early start on those lakes, and we're seeing good conditions then as well. I will push. The early hours are going to be your best chances of not getting wet because we are seeing some isolated chances of rain towards the afternoon. Now, granted, they are very sporadic, but this is just guarantees that you'll have a dry forecast. So getting out on the water early morning, that's your key to success on your Saturday. As we get towards the afternoon, this is what we're talking about. These isolated chances of showers. What these are bands pulling off of Tropical Depression 3 out there in the Gulf and moving over Florida and then now into the Atlantic. That's going to wrap around some of that moisture. That's where we get some of these isolated chances towards our Saturday afternoon, especially towards mid-afternoon. You can see those developing right over the top. Very sporadic development. And honestly, a lot of this could be more elevated. Not seeing it reach all the way to the surface with that rainfall, but I would not be surprised to see a few drops at least make it on its way through, especially there towards the southern part of our viewing area down around Highway 82. 6 p.m., a lot of those chances do fizzle out and we'll start to dry up heading into parts of our Sunday. But the next 24, really what you need to be looking at is the next 12 to 24 because that's when rain chances kick in early to late afternoon tomorrow. That's when we need to have rain gear ready. It's not overly high on chances, but just enough to be a bit of a nuisance. Have an umbrella in the back seat type forecast. That's what I would say. But coming up in the next 60 seconds, we are tracking more on what to expect for your holiday forecast as well as what to expect heading into next week with rain chances kicking in. So keep it with us here at Mississippi Live Weather for more information on what to expect.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I hope you've had a great 4th of July like I've been mentioning, and folks outside got to enjoy a great forecast. So the weather, if you didn't have a good 4th, was not the reason. You see all those blue skies, a great sunset over there at Pickwick Lake. Amelia submitting this picture. Honestly, the American flag just adds to it, makes it a step above what this sunset already was. So a great picture. Thank you for submitting that. Alyssa down in Destin showed us a picture happening down there. We've been mentioning the beach, not really the place to be because these isolated pop-up showers. So there you see the water off there in the distance, but up above, those towering clouds just shows you that there's more vertical development allowing for these showers and storms to develop in a more primed atmosphere. So would not be surprised if Alyssa and friends and family down in Destin saw a few showers, but up here in North Mississippi, not a drop. A great forecast up here all the way around. So we can be fortunate. We weren't down at the beach. Hey, there's the first time I'm saying that. Tammy over in Boonville, this was this afternoon, a parade down in Boonville celebrating the 4th of July. I know he's smiling because of how great the forecast was. Looking behind him, blue skies. So Boonville got those great conditions as well. No matter where you're at in North Mississippi, honestly, just a picture-perfect forecast. Continues to be the case. Smithville coming in right now, 78 degrees. You see at the top of your screen that northern wind still pushing in, keeping those temperatures relatively cool, but that will shift heading into more towards our Saturday and Sunday. Similar to what we saw this afternoon, temperatures just ramping up more and more. So as we take a look at those feels like values, again, moisture not going to be a main threat right now, but heading into the rest of the weekend, those moisture values and that mugginess factor definitely does ramp up just a bit more. Tupelo, golly, these cams, I was hopeful we would get at least one firework, and I might be determined to get a firework. Let's keep it, oh, right there behind me. Boom, we got one. Sticking it out definitely works. 79 degrees right now in Tupelo, and fireworks are still being fired off. The only thing up in the sky, no, it's not clouds, it's just going to be a bit of that firework smoke. So we'll definitely take that as folks are bringing in the celebration, and I hope that they over there, launching the fireworks. And of course, everyone at Ballard Park enjoyed the fireworks show. If you want to see a few of those pictures, I did post them on my Facebook. My beautiful wife posted those for me and gave us a great shot of what happened in Ballard Park. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhan gave us great coverage on that earlier today. So day planner for your Saturday. Let's go ahead and jump forward into the holiday weekend. Early morning, not going to see a drop of rain, but towards the afternoon, we definitely see isolated chances ramping up, especially towards that early to late afternoon. I know chances aren't really high. It's about 10 to 20% coverage, so enough to have an umbrella in the back seat like I've been mentioning, just to be on the safe side. But hopefully you're not in an area that sees a drop, but there will be at least one community that does, with those showers developing right over the top. Futurecast, let me adjust this here real quick behind the scenes to be more over North Mississippi as we walk through what we're seeing on the forecast. But honestly, right now, there's not really much to see, because it is such a dry forecast across the region. Taking a look at the overnight hours on Friday into Saturday morning, a few clouds here and there, but that's really our only concern overnight. By 10 a.m., that's still going to be that swath of moisture where it's going to be just cloud cover. As we transition that more towards the afternoon, that's where it'll ramp up more into a isolated rainfall chance. Low temperatures tomorrow morning going to be low 70s across the region, a few ticks up from what we saw this morning, but that can't be unexpected with it being early July. We're in early July still. So as we take a look at the rest of Futurecast, and I hope that this seems like it's jumping forward, so let's bear with me for one moment. But as we take a look heading into the rest of our Saturday, again, seeing that moisture remain out there towards our west and towards our south, but as we head more into the morning and really into the afternoon, that's where we will see those chances start to pick up just a bit. Those isolated chances popping up there around Calhoun County. You're seeing that one isolated chance, and that's what we're watching. That's that 10% we're watching. But then it ramps up into about 20, I would say, especially with these reds and oranges popping up. That's where we could get the chance at some of those heavier downpours making its way to the surface. It is battling an uphill battle with the dry environment, but I do think at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 of these make it all the way through. Again, keep the umbrella in the back seat. You'll be glad you did. As we head further into the afternoon and evening, we will see those chances really start to ramp up, but overnight, that's where they'll start to fizzle out. High temperatures, mid to upper 90s, so it is going to be toasty tomorrow, especially compared to, 24 hours ago from right now. It was only in the upper 80s, so things definitely change as time passes. Heat index well into the triple digits as well, so this is going to be a hot and somewhat muggy compared to what we've been experiencing, so staying hydrated and of course staying cool are key to the forecast going forward. Further into our evening, we will see those showers. I mean, they are very isolated chances. Whenever we get these light greens, I have a hard to believe mind about this actually making its way to the ground. So I really have a lot of us staying dry as we head further into our Saturday night and Sunday morning, and that really is the case for the start of our Sunday. Heading out to church should be a great forecast as those rain chances push off more towards the afternoon. So heading to church dry, coming home, a few of us dealing with an isolated shower. As that continues through the rest of the day, definitely seeing those chances stick around. So Sunday is trending a little bit more wet than what it has been the last few runs, so it's interesting to see if this sticks around, and we'll update that as need be for our Sunday going forward. But let's go ahead and prepare with an umbrella in the back seat. Just leave it there. You're going to be glad you did, especially towards early parts of next week. As we head further into our Sunday evening, it is going to continue to see those isolated chances stick around well into the 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour before fizzling out as that heating element moves out of the day. We don't have that sunshine, and that's really just what those storms need to initiate and build more and more. So for your Sunday night and a Monday, staying dry, but your Sunday afternoon, again, going to be toasty. Several areas, Greenwood, Belzona, Greenville coming in at 96, including Grenada. Over here in eastern Mississippi, 95, Amory, Columbus, Starkville, 94 down around Macon. But again, those heat index values, that's what we're paying attention to with a lot in the Mississippi Delta. With that moisture in the air, it's going to be well into the triple digits. Over here, upper 90s, still going to be a noticeable difference from the actual temperatures, but just enough to be a bit of a nuisance and just get us inside to the air conditioning. Air conditioning, that's your best friend, this forecast. Heat index values as we take a look over the weekend, of course, going to be hot, going to be muggy, but that sticks around into the midweek as well. It's just basically moving into that typical summer pattern that we'd expect that we just haven't seen in so long. But looking at the high temperatures, just comparing the two, Tuesday was coming in well above 100, but 93 degrees actual feel. So that mugginess factor is continuing to ramp up. I hope you've enjoyed the last 72 hours because summary, it's not going to be like that for a good while. But let's go ahead and track out Tropical Depression 3. You're seeing it right here on the center of your screen. Out there in the Atlantic right now, just crossed over Florida. That's where it's providing some of those bands of moisture over here in northeast Mississippi. That 10 o'clock update, you can see where it's positioned at, but moving north at 2 miles an hour, that's just cycling in that moisture in the same area. So probably some isolated flash flooding threats along the Atlantic coast. seeing 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts as well, enough to knock a couple of trees over, power lines over. So again, our thoughts and prayers are out there with them, and we're also getting some of the remnants of that as it moves further into the Carolinas. You see that track right there as it moves into South Carolina and then North Carolina. That's just basically how it'll track as we head further into the weekend and into Monday before wrapping up as it moves inland. So not expecting any major threats from this for our area, but still keeping an eye on it through the rest of the weekend. Your 7-day forecast, rain chances do come into play, but it is from our next system moving out there from the west. That's what we're tracking for Monday, Tuesday, and well into next week. So have that rain gear ready as we are dealing with several more rain chances, but even isolated chances possible this weekend. Temperature-wise, though, that's again the forecast, mid-90s with maybe some brief relief come midweek. But honestly, we're in that typical summer pattern where we just need to be staying as cool as possible and, of course, as dry as possible. So keep it with Mississippi Live Weather for the latest. And of course, download our app. You can see it right there. Links on iOS and Android letting you know how to download those. That's how you keep up to date with what's happening, the latest that's happening, and when that next chance of rainfall moves in. Gives you the latest on that forecast and, of course, everything you need to stay safe. We'll have live broadcast tomorrow at 6 and 10, so make sure to stay tuned. And, of course, have the app, and you'll get all the latest updates 24 hours a day.
I don't remember how it started.
What's that?
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.